Hi, I'm Leah Clark. I'm a senior lecturer in art history at the Open University, and I specialise in the exchange and collection of art objects at the end of the 15th century in the Italian courts.
Hi, I'm Catherine Wilson and I'm senior lecturer in medieval history at the University of Chester, and I'm interested in the uses and the producers of luxury and everyday objects in the 14th and the 15th centuries.
Today we're in the Grosvenor Museum in Chester and we're going to be looking at some pilgrim badges. These were used as the starting point for our Arts and Humanities Research Council grant called the Mobility of Objects Across Boundaries, or MOB.
MOB is a collaborative, interdisciplinary project which reconsiders the history of material culture in the period 1000 to 1700. And by material culture, we simply mean the objects that surround us in our everyday lives. And quite simply, in the period 1000 to 1700, more objects were produced than ever before, and they travelled across geographic, cultural, political, class and linguistic boundaries.
So one of the aims of MOB is to consider the mobility of objects in the past and what did that mean for the objects, but also for the people that handled them and used them. One definition of MOB is a gathering of people coming together, but we wanted to extend this to think about how things could also be included in that, how people and things come together, and through their mobility they give rise to the transfer of motifs, of ideas and knowledge.
Studying the mobility of objects requires attention not only to the fluidity of objects, but at points when the objects were stopped in time or when they were transferred from one space and into another.
These objects all have a Christian religious purpose. They're what we call pilgrim badges or pilgrim artefacts, and they were collected from various holy sites, holy Christian sites around the world, and they've all been found in and around Chester, though none of them were made here. All of these artefacts are very small, and this was on purpose. They were designed to be carried around, so when a pilgrim, someone who was visiting a holy site anywhere in the world, went there, they would have wanted to take something back as a reminder or to show that they'd visited. And this is a ring, which would have been worn the same as a ring today. This small ring has a series of crosses on, and we don't know their exact function, but they appear to have been added not all at the same time. So it could be that a pilgrim or someone who was travelling to holy sites has added one onto the ring each time they visited. All of these items are made out of metal, which is why I'm wearing gloves so that my fingers don't mark them. Some of them are made of a cheap type of metal called pewter, these ones here for example, and some of them are made in silver, so these would have been more valuable objects. They've been made by pressing the metal into a mould or pouring it in when it was molten. They were all mass-produced types of artefacts and would have been sold at various religious sites around the world. These ones here are spoon handles, and they show the head of St. Peter with a cockerel on because he denied Christ 3 times before the cockerel crowed. These spoon handles are made of silver and would have shown that the owner had either high status or they really wanted to let people know that they'd gone to this part of the world. Some of them are in the shape of a face. So this is St. Thomas à Becket from the shrine at Canterbury. This is a little flask which would have been used to hold blessed water or holy oil from his shrine. And this is a small badge from his shrine at Canterbury as well, so someone who visited there could have bought that to wear on their person. Some of them are badges which would have been sewn onto clothing, like this Catherine wheel here from her shrine at Siena. So whoever owned this item would have travelled all the way over there and paid some penance at her shrine or asked for some help and bought this badge as a reminder. So these objects are relevant today because they show us the different journeys that people have made and the different ways that these objects have travelled around the world. It shows us the people in medieval times did travel very long distances, and very often the reason they did that wasn't just for trade, it was for religious reasons as well.